would never be a factor. Now I'm laughing at Benny Hinners with benefactors. Sell my soul for an artist loft with them giant raptors. My chef cooking that steak and lobster on giant platters.
What up, Internet? My name's Drew Susie. For those of you that don't know me, welcome to another episode of Deliberate Marketing. To give you guys a little bit of context, I run a digital marketing agency here in the greater New England area called DS Media. Over the last 5 years, we have amassed 8 figures, coming up on 9 figures worth of views for a variety of different businesses and brands, ranging from e-commerce and influencers to brick and mortar and blue collar. At the moment, our current clientele ballparks somewhere in the 3 to 5 million range in organic views monthly. That is not including any paid advertising campaigns that we do. To say the least, we know a little bit about digital marketing. Today's episode is actually going to be a little bit of a value-packed one. I'm going to do some rapid fire today. I figure today's episode, I'm going to try to pack as many quick points in as I possibly can about problems that I see from small business owners while they're trying to market and advertise their brand. And we're going to talk about some possible solutions for you guys. So everything in this episode should be as actionable as possible, and it should give you an idea as to some of the false information that you've probably seen out there shared and propagated by some of the bullshit motherfuckers that I have the misfortune of sharing an industry with. This stuff, as I said, is 100% actionable, and you should be able to walk away from this episode with a bunch of things that you can do for your business or your brand. I'm going to keep this one informal. We are literally just going to rapid fire some stuff out there, and hopefully it'll help a few of you guys. These are just common problems that I've written down over the last, several months, several years of common recurring things I see from business owners that just shoots them in the foot as far as productivity, as far as getting closer to that bottom line that they want moved from their marketing and advertising services. Honestly, number one, and this should be very, very obvious and very self-explanatory. Utilizing your business page as your personal one. I cannot get over how many small business owners do this shit. If you have a business and you are a person, unless your business is you, as in your personal brand, those should be two completely separate things. Completely separate things. There should be nothing about your personal life on your business page. I don't want to hear about your kid's t-ball game. I don't want to hear about the local fundraiser that you and your wife contributed to. None of it. It should not be on your business page. Your business should be about your business. And there's a very, very simple reason behind this. And it'll make a lot of sense if you think about it from the perspective of a prospective customer or client of yours. What does your personal life have to do with the product or service that they're seeking? You may think it's building rapport with them. Oh, I'm supporting a small, they're learning that they're supporting a small, locally owned family business, yada, yada, yada. It never works like that. What you do is you occupy their feed, their space, their time with something that is not relevant to them at all. If you were lucky enough that they followed you in the first place, you should respect that opportunity to show them more shit by showing them the shit that they are following you for. It is that fucking simple. It's that simple. Think about it from your customer or client's perspective. Do they want to hear about where you went to dinner on Friday night? Do they want to hear about your anniversary? Do they want to hear about the new purchase you made? Do they want to hear about the sports team that you're rooting for? No. They want to hear about your product, your service, and whatever's fun or interesting about it. Keep them separate. It's not that complicated, honestly. Number 2, this is a super, super common one with people with multiple offerings. I ran into this with a client of ours that ran a retail space. And we could not convince them that this was the main issue behind why their marketing and advertising strategy wasn't growing. Too many messages thrown out there. Too many offerings. Too many people being spoken to. People are easily confused, and people are very, very quick to be skeptical and mistrusting of a less than cohesive message. So if you are somebody with multiple offerings, multiple products, whatever it happens to be, You should not be confusing your audience online with multiple offerings, multiple products, multiple services. You should pick one. You should pick your breadwinner, and then everything else should be secondary. It shouldn't come up consistently ever, because if you're throwing 4 or 5 different things out there, for instance, let's use my agency as an example. Technically speaking, we do offer raw media, packaging and delivery. So, for instance, we'll show up for a day and we'll shoot something and we'll just ship the footage off to whoever you want. We do technically offer editing service, like white label stuff. If you want to film the stuff yourself and send it over our way, we can totally do that. I do offer consulting on a regular basis. All of those services right there are things that we offer. The only thing that you hear me talking about online is our retainer services. Organic and paid social campaigns. That's the only thing that we talk about online, because that is the only thing that I want people paying attention to. If people think of me, I want them thinking of that one thing. I don't want them confused about the possibility of, can I do something else, this, that, and the other, or whatever. That's further on down the line. That's through other methods. We want to keep the message as clear and concise as possible for everybody that's paying attention to us online, because they have limited bandwidth. In order to get somebody to even register your message, you need to show up 20, 30 times in front of them. That's before they even actually read and retain whatever the hell you're talking about, right? And so if you show up 20, 30 times in front of them, and every single time you tell them something different, like we're a membership-only location, or we're actually a retail space, or we're actually a cafe, or we're actually a seminar space, we're a private event space, or we're actually we're a wholesale supplier of local businesses, and we run a farmers market or whatever else. You get the idea. If you throw a bunch of stuff like that in front of somebody time and time again, they have no idea at the end of the day. They assume that you just have a personality disorder. You have split personality disorder. You're just deciding who you are every single day of the fucking week. That is not received by your audience as, wow, these are super versatile people. They're doing a whole bunch of different stuff all the time. Like, that's amazing. No, they don't receive it that way. One message, one offering, one service. That's it. Everything else is secondary. Worry about the rest later. Focus on your breadwinner. That should be the only thing that you're sharing out there. Simple as that. What else we got? Okay, so this is a very, very simple one. If you are spending money on ads, and you are a brick and mortar location, for the love of all that is holy, please location target. I am so tired of seeing ads for businesses that are out in Arkansas, Nebraska, Tennessee, California, Arizona, Florida, South Carolina, Massachusetts. Massachusetts is close enough. We'll give them a pass. Fucking Virginia, you name it, up here in Maine. I am not driving to Arkansas to buy a burger for my Wednesday night dinner. I'm not doing it. I'm not driving to Tennessee to get my oil changed in my show. I'm not doing it. You are wasting money. Location target. The first default you should do if you're going to run an ad for yourself, I'm not even talking about creative, fucking copy, anything else. The first thing you should do after you decide that you're going to run an ad is geo-target. You should run a 10, 20, 30 mile radius, depending on the budget that you want to work with, around your location, and that should be locked in. That should never change. You should not be advertising to anybody outside of that space. I don't care how ambitious you are, how far out you want to be reaching. I don't care if you think it's brand awareness and you're just trying to get more followers. Don't do it. It's a waste of money. You are wasting money. Nobody will ever drive from Wyoming to Alabama to come and see you for physical therapy. It just won't happen. It won't happen. Think about it in terms of your customer or client. Geo-target. Target only the locations that you know are an easy drive from wherever you are. Make sense? Makes sense. Cool. All right, next one we got on this list. People assuming nothing's happening because of low engagement or low growth. I've seen this happen a couple times. We've had this happen with clients of ours. We've seen this happen with, just friends of ours in general. Like, this is a very, very common thing. You see for 3 months straight that every single post you make gets 400 views. Occasionally you hit 500. Sometimes you hit 300. But most of the time it's sitting right at 400 views. And it doesn't move from there for 3, 4, maybe even 5 months. Here's the problem with discounting that and freaking out about that. That's still 400 views. 400 people saw that post every single time. You are maintaining top of mind awareness to 400 people consistently. That is not something to discount. That is a very, very significant marker. And secondarily, social media does not work in a straight line. It's not post, get followers, post, get followers, post, get followers. It's post, 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 25 followers from one post, 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 lose 10 from that one because you were just off brand, post, 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 3,000 from one because you happened to hit the right thing at the right time and you got a little lucky. And then post, 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 lose 2/3 of those. But you're still up 1,000. See how the game works? It's bits and pieces. It's sporadic. It takes time. And the initial phase of building out a marketing strategy is where people get so fucking antsy all the time. Like, that's where we lose most people. We lose people inside the 90-day marker. That's where they start freaking out. Because I say up front, I'm like, hey, if you're not in this for 6 months, it's not worth your time. My number one goal with every client that I work with, my team understands this too, is we are playing the long game. We want you to have a brand. We want you to have a consistent audience that you can speak to when you need to maintain top of mind awareness and stay in their brains whenever anything associated with your product or service comes up. It's a long game. It's a long, long game. And the first 90 days mean nothing to nobody because guess what? Half the people aren't seeing your stuff, and the other half that are, they're not retaining anything anyway. We were just talking about that, I'm pretty sure. You've got to show up in front of these people dozens and dozens of times before they retain anything associated with what you're putting out there. Anything. You have got to keep showing up. So if the needle's not moving for 3 or 4 or 5 months, I need you to shut up and keep going. You just got to keep sticking to it. Now, if you hit a year and nothing moved, you got to change something up there. That's a question of creative. That's a question of content. That's a question of targeting. If you've hit a year straight and nothing happened and you were posting every day, nope, you missed the mark somewhere. But 3, 4, 5 months, no, that's not worth having a conversation over. You should not be freaking out about that. Let's see what else we got on here. We got, refusing to repurpose old content. This is another big one. This is a sticking point for me and my team because I get it. On one side, you always want to be new and you want to be coming up with something novel and you want to be trying new things and things like that. But the reality is, after honestly, I used to say 60 to 90 days, but at this point, it's probably 15 to 30, given people's attention spans and memories. Nobody remembers what you posted a couple weeks ago. Nobody. Nothing. They do not remember it at all. And so when it comes to repurposing content, you should be recycling whatever did well a month or 2 ago. You should. You should immediately take it and think, okay, what's a way that I can take this and post the exact same thing, but just tweak it slightly so that it's just a little bit more relevant. Or maybe there was like a little bit on it that you were like, that wasn't quite perfect. Let me try to improve on that. Every single month, you should be looking back at whatever did well the month prior, the month before that, and you should be recycling it. Because people need to hear the same message over and over again. If they do not hear the same message repeated to them ad nauseum, they will not remember it. Because we are inundated. We live in a consumer-driven culture. We are inundated with information all the fucking time. We do not remember it. We throw it out because there's too much of it all the time. So we need to focus on repeating the same message over and over and over and over again. And if you have a piece of content that you created that happened to do pretty well, the first thing you should think about doing is repurposing it. You should say, damn, that one did pretty well. how soon can I post that again? How soon can I do it again? Because ad fatigue does not apply to content 9 times out of 10. It doesn't. You don't post enough to make it relevant. You are not Gary Vaynerchuk sharing 65 pieces of content every single day. You are not Alex Hormozy. You are not, you name it. You are not that person. You are running a small business. You are an individual that I'm assuming is doing this in whatever little semblance of free time they have between the million hats they're wearing, running their business. And therefore, whatever you think just happened didn't even register to 99% of your audience when you shared about it. It didn't. It didn't register at all. It went in one ear, out the other. And that's assuming they saw it. So post it again. Put it out there again. Do it again and again and again and again. And if you see that one start to taper off, like multiple times in a row after sharing it, every 60 days or whatever, then yeah, get rid of it. If it's no longer timely, get rid of it. But if it's just a piece of content that did well once, did well once, do it again. Do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again. Keep repeating good content. You need to. You have to. It'll also save you from burnout. Coming up with new ideas every single time is how everybody quits. That's what fucks everybody up. If you think every single time, oh man, I got to come up with 30 new ideas for this month, I'd quit at that point too. Are you kidding me? Our strategies for our clients are based around specific pillars. We'll get into content pillars another time, but they're based around specific ideas every single time. So we go, okay, this month we're hitting this thing, this thing, this thing, and this thing. And then we're tailoring the ideas each month to look a little bit different than the month before. And we just keep putting those out. And we keep workshopping them each time. So if they're doing better, we keep doing more of those. If they do worse, then we go, okay, well, why'd they fail? And then we adjust them, and then we keep going. But it's the same premise each month that we come up with content for our clients. It's a strategy. It's called a strategy for a reason. You have to repeat it over and over and over again. So think of it like practice in sports teams. How many times do you run drills? Thousands. How many times do you play a game? Once. You got to keep running the drills. Keep finding out what works. And for context on that analogy, the game is the ad. Ads are the game in this case. Free content is just a test for ads. If you're running social media correctly, you should be running organic content until you figure out what resonates with your audience, and then you should be turning whatever resonated into an ad immediately. You should be throwing money behind it. Next up, not showing your work, not documenting the process. This one is so funny to me. We live in an age where everything can just be generated by a bot online, right? Everything is AI generated. So the easiest way to resonate with your audience is to show them the behind the scenes, give them a little sneak peek of the stuff that you put together. Because guess what? Nothing's a secret anymore. Everybody knows how everything is created. It's why I don't gatekeep the information that I have about marketing and branding. The fact of the matter is, if you had the time, you could sit down and learn the exact same information that I have in my brain by going on fucking YouTube University for 6 months, reading all of these books behind me, which would honestly probably take you a couple of years. But you could learn all of the same information that I have. It's all available. It's all out there for free, pretty much. It's the same thing is true for all of your services, all of your products. Nothing you're creating is 100% original. The only thing that makes it original is you, is the process, is selling the story behind it. And especially as an independent business, the best thing you can do is lean into the humanity behind your business, right? Because you are not some big conglomerate. You are not some gigantic faceless entity. You are a person, or you are a team that is working towards a common goal. Lean into that. Document the process. Show where you get your supplies. Show how it all comes together. Show why your pricing is the way it is. Just show the process. Document the process of all of your stuff coming together. It's not going to change the outcome to somebody who was thinking of not buying your stuff anyway. They weren't going to buy anyway. The people that were thinking about buying, showing them where everything came from, guess what? They're going to trust you a little bit more. They're going to like you a little bit more. They're going to want to patronize your business a little bit more. Document the process. I'm telling you. Poorly designed bios. This is a big one. This is one of the first posts that I made a long time ago when I was putting together my social media account as proof of concept. This was one of the first lessons I put out there that really resonated with people because they realized how true it was. Your bio is the spot where you get to tell everybody what you're about, right? It's where you get to tell everybody who you are, what you do, all of that shit. And you only get 150 characters to do it in most cases, sometimes less. So we should be focused on maximizing that space to tell people as much as possible about who we are and what we do. And you do that by answering the simplest of questions. Who, what, where, why. Who are you? Answer that first. What do you do? What do you sell? What do you service? Answer that second. Where can people find you? Are you online only? Are you a brick and mortar? Do you come to people? Answer that third. And then why? Why should people follow you? What do they get out of following you on social media? What value are you bringing them? For instance, I post educational content. I teach you how to grow your business, right? That's why you follow me. Who am I? My name is Drew Susi. I'm an agency owner. What do I do? Social media marketing, ad campaigns, brand development. Where am I? I'm located in Portland, Maine. And why should you follow me? Because I'm here to help you build shit. Optimize that. That's the one page that everybody sees. If people click through to your profile, they all see the exact same shit, right? You can't guarantee that somebody's going to see or not going to see a certain piece of content from you, right? But you can guarantee that when they click through any piece of content that they see, they're going to see the same profile as everybody else. So you should make sure that the information in that profile is as concise and direct as possible. What else we got on this list here? Excessive reliance on trends. This is just a quick one that I'm going to hit on here. I don't like the reliance on trends. Trends are a great way to get exposure briefly. It's a way to make a flash in the pan sometimes, but most of the time what it does is it makes you look like a fool. It really does, especially when you start diving into ones that do not align with your brand identity. For the example I give all the time is I'm a 350-pound bearded bro. I used to be a bouncer. I love cars. I am a stereotypical dude. If I busted out a TikTok dance right now, you'd be pretty fucking confused, right? You'd be like, who the hell is this guy? Now, if I was doing that maybe ironically or with a specific intent, that is actually a great way to gain somebody's attention, right? That's novelty. That's a pattern interrupt. We've talked about that before. But if I'm doing that just because it's the popular thing going on right now, if I'm copying a trend just because everybody else is on it, all that's really doing is diluting my brand, right? The handshake one is a great example. I have seen that forced by so many female business owners. Like, I don't understand. Like, who is it? Sabrina Carpenter? I don't even remember who does the song, but that trend of like two girls shaking hands and going back and forth and being like, oh, is this illegal? Da, 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 da. It looks cheesy as fuck. It does not do anything for you. It probably didn't blow up. You just kind of look like a joke. Now, if you're doing this, I should know. If you are doing those for fun, well, it probably shouldn't be associated with your business. But if you're doing it for fun, okay, go nuts. Do your thing. That's also a thing. Like, I'm not trying to discount you from things that you enjoy or doing things that you enjoy. I'm trying to get you to understand that if you're doing those just for the attention associated with them, it's not the attention that you want. All attention is not good attention. You know? Yeah, what's the old saying? There's no such thing as bad PR. That's a fucking lie. That is completely a lie. It's the same thing with views as well. Just because a piece of yours goes viral doesn't mean it does anything for your business. You know? The husband of a friend of mine, a very successful influencer, actually had a short go viral and hit 7 figures, right? He got 7-figure views on a single post. You know what it did for him? Nothing. Outside of the fact that he can, tease his significant other that he is also an influencer now. But it did nothing. It added no leverage. It added no significant number of followers. Nothing. It just was a post that got a lot of views. It got some traction. That's what trending content is a lot of the time. It does nothing particularly significant unless you can add an original spin to it. And again, I need to say it again, if you're doing it for fun, that's completely different. Let's see. Having no idea what to post. This is a quick one that we can go over. You've got two options: document a story, solve a problem. Those are your two options if you're out of ideas of what to post. You should be telling the story behind your brand. You should be showing the behind the scenes stuff like we were just talking about, the process behind everything, the why, so to speak. Whether that's why you started the business, whether that's why your products are the way they are, why your service is the way it is, why you have a hard no against some stuff. Like a great example I have is like, our agency, I do not touch very specific industries. I don't touch the weed industry. I don't touch the porn industry. I don't touch the wedding industry. And I don't do music videos. And all of those I have a pretty good story behind, right? Like that would be a great story to tell. Solving a problem, same thing. That's the educational content that I'm putting in front of you guys right now. I am solving problems for you, or at least I'm trying to. Hopefully I'm solving them. Otherwise, I hope you're not paying attention anymore. You've got better things to do if I'm not solving your problems. The last one that we should probably hit is my views have gone up, my audience went up, but my sales have not. That's a big one. That's actually a pretty common one as well. And so there's a couple things to look out for here. Like I can't diagnose this problem without looking directly at it, but there are a couple things that you can look at. Number one is your calls to action. Do you have a call to action in some of your content? Do you have a landing page? Do you have a funnel? Do you have a place that you're sending all of your leads? If you're a brick and mortar business, do you have a website that they can end up on that gives a portfolio of your products? If you're, I don't know, let's say you're a restaurant or a bar or something, do you have a website that they can end up on that they can see your restaurant and they can immediately see your location, how to get to you, and easy parking around you or some other kind of, value add like that? Do you have somewhere that they can end up and get the information that they need to in order to patronize your business? In your content, do you have proper calls to action like I just said? Are you saying, come visit us in some of your posts? Are you saying, buy my shit? Are you saying, hey, this is available? Are you saying anything in that capacity? Book now, whatever it happens to be. Are you asking people to do something? And if you are you doing it in the right ratio? Because this is another big one. There's a psychological principle basically called the 5-to-1 rule. And it's that 5 positive interactions counteracts 1 negative interaction. This is really, really easily understood in terms of content. Every 5 pieces of content that you put in front of somebody has to be all about them. You can't ask them for anything. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You have to give everything to them. And then on that 6th one, you can make an ask. You can say, hey, buy my shit. Hey, fucking come visit me here. Whatever it happens to be. If it's more than that, you're screwed. They'll ignore it. Because you're selling to them too much. And selling is a negative interaction to people. People don't want to be sold to. People do not want to be parted from their money. Like there was a study done a long time ago about the reason why credit card debt has gotten so out of hand is because there is no pain receptor associated. Well, it does not trigger the same degree of pain receptors in our brain swiping a credit card does as handing out cash does. That's how we've become so much more of a consumer society over the last several years. Is everything is digital and therefore we don't feel it anymore. Whereas when we had paper dollars, we did feel that shit. It's the same thing with content. If you put a whole bunch of content in front of somebody that you ask nothing in return for, they will have a positive image of you. They will think more highly of you. They will actively seek out your content in some capacity, assuming you're putting out something good, which is what you want. And then once in a while, you can withdraw from that little piggy bank and you can say, hey, I've given you all this stuff over here. Do you think you could, I don't know, buy some shit from my business? You've consumed 20 pieces of content, 25 pieces of content. You've probably learned a whole bunch of stuff, or at the very least, you've probably been entertained. Do you think you could, come buy a chocolate chip cookie from my cafe or something like that? That's how calls to action work. And that's the ratio that you need to hit. Now, that 5-to-1 rule, that's a conservative estimate. I would be aiming for 10-to-1, 12-to-1, somewhere around there. 12 pieces of content thrown out there, and then one that includes a call to action, one that's a straight up ad. Or if you're doing everything the right way, all of your organic content is just gives, and then the advertising is the ask. That's the best way to do it, but that involves an ad spend budget. That's where things get more complicated. I'm going to call that it for this list here. We were, I think I've been going for about a half hour now. I meant for that one to be a quick little value add, but we ended up going pretty far over the time that I had allotted. Oh, well, hopefully that was of value to you guys. If it was, do me a favor, give me a follow at probably Drew Susi on every single platform that I can be found on. If I am available on that platform, I can be found at that moniker. Do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching the podcast, do me a favor, go watch it instead. Or listening to the podcast, whatever. See, this is why I didn't want to go over my time on this one. I'm at the end of my day. I knew I only had a very concentrated amount of energy for this, and now I'm fucking up the outro. So we're going to say goodbye. I very much appreciate your attention here, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Hopefully this one was helpful for you.